up, loves? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Tiffanie T. If you are new here, a super welcome to you. I am so glad y'all are here for today's video. We are going to be focused on our budget, savings, and investment plan for 2024. So if that is something that you're like, I gotta get together, I gotta lock into it, then I want you to grab pen and paper and let's get into it. So you guys, I'm going to say I am no financial expert in the sense of that is not, my background. I don't have a degree in it, but I will say that I have spent a degree of time learning some things financially, fixing my credit, being a better saver, investing. I've just gotten started over the last few years and getting all of this together. So I'm super excited to grow even more in it. One of the first things I will say is that my credit score was a 528, and as of now, it's around a 773. 1 year I bought absolutely no new clothing. I wore all the clothes that were in my closet, and ironically did not have to repeat much. Y'all got money in your wardrobe, trust me. And I paid off debt. I paid off my braces. I paid off my school. I paid off, I had a repossession. I paid off so much stuff. And in the midst of paying off stuff, I started to learn credit cards, and it was just a lot. So over the last few years, I have been building my financial literacy, I want to say. So going into 2024, I'm really excited because I would say maybe 2 years ago, I entered into a new tax bracket, and I'm planning in 2024 to enter into another one. Okay. Anybody else with me? Anybody new tax brackets? How y'all feeling? So let's do it. So we're going to start first and foremost with the budget plan. So what does this look like when I say budget? The budget is so simple, and I want to make sure that you all understand this is not about the budget. This is not about becoming wealthy, not about becoming rich. This is strictly knowing what I owe, when and how I'm going to pay it. It's that simple. So your budget, first and foremost, you have to know, what are my bills? Most people want to start with what I make. No. What are my bills? Who do I owe? And then when are these bills due? So the what is, who do I owe and how much, right? So if I owe DTE on average, I don't know why I threw them out there first when it changes, $50 every month. Something that I do when I'm outlining my budget, things like DTE and consumers that I know kind of fluctuate, I'll actually put the higher amount, the highest amount that I've paid. So if your DTE has gotten up to $70, even if it's 50 on average, I want you to put 70 or put an average amount, maybe 60, 65. So that way, if you have a $70 month, you're not completely thrown off, right? But what are my bills? My cell phone bill, I know that that's due the first every single month, and it's $195. Like, what are your bills? What are my bills? And not only bills, when you are writing out a budget, bills are those things that, again, are due to other people that I have to pay. If I don't pay this, I'm getting late fees or it's getting cut off. But also in your budget, you have to include those other necessities that is not, you're not paying it on a required date, but it still has to be paid. Those are things like groceries. Those are things like gas, right? So what are those other necessities? All of this is going to go into a budget. And then the next thing, these are not necessities, but for you, they are things that they're a must to you. So for instance, if you get your hair done every 2 weeks, if you get your nails done every 2 weeks, right? Now, of course, these are things that can be taken out of the budget. That's another part of what we're going to talk about later down the line. But if you know every month, these are things that I am accounting for. When you do your budget, you want to include these. So again, hair, nails, even if for the year 2024, you're like, I'm getting a massage every single month, put that into your budget. You have to plan every dollar down to the penny. Okay, if you're a tither, all of that needs to go into your budget. Okay, so first and foremost, what are my bills? My bills, my necessities, my must-haves, and even again, those wants that I consider a priority for myself, a massage, a gym membership, all of that. You need to know what they are, meaning how much and who they go to. And then next, when are these bills due? The 1st, the 15th, the 2nd, the 3rd. If you're like me and you're a business owner and you have certain type of associations or dues and different things like that, all of that needs to be included. Okay, what are my bills? What are my expenses? That is your entire budget picture. When are these due? Okay, so what I like to do, it is super simple, you guys, like extremely simple. I just use Excel. I use Excel. So every year I go into Excel, I start a new spreadsheet, and it will literally say 2024 expenses. And that's where I write them all down. Now it's up to you if you want to pay for something like a QuickBooks or any of those other different softwares that they have out there to keep up with your budget, then you absolutely can. But I am such a simple person that even though, because I know I've shared, I like experience and I like fancy things, but some stuff, especially when it comes to bills and things like that, we not playing those games. I like to keep it basic, and I'm not paying for something if I don't have to. Okay, so I go on Excel, I write down every single bill, exactly what I just said. I do my bills first, and then I go and I do my other necessities, right? I have to get gas. I have to have groceries. I have to pay my tithes. Like those are my musts. Those are my necessities. And then I'll do my own personal must-haves. These go down here because if for any reason there's an adjustment that needs to be made, I know the adjustments start from the bottom up. But at bills, there are no adjusting there. Even my groceries, if it gets tight or if I'm trying to make an investment or I want to do something and I'm used to buying 10 bags of Doritos, 20 bags of cereal, or whatever the case may be, we may have to cut back on some of those, I would say, desserts or sweets or the extra things, right? If you get fruit juice this week or this month, it might just need to be water, okay? So that's why I want you to kind of break them down into those categories when you do your budget, because when it's time to make adjustments, you're going to start from the bottom on what can adjust on up, all right? So again, I put mine in Excel, and this is my 2024 expenses. So when things start to come up, I can go into one place and I know my cost of living. Now, again, you should have two to three separate costs of living. So what do I mean by that? I have my full cost of living for everything. My bills, my necessities, my must-have, my business expenses, etc. Now, I will say this. Some people will separate theirs. When I do my expenses at the beginning of the year, I do them all together because at the end of the day, even if it's coming out of my business account or my personal account, because I am a 1099 contractor, because I am a 1099 contractor, it's all me. It's all me. So I do have separate accounts. I have a business account that I pay some things through. Some I pay through my personal. But when I write out my expenses, I write them all in one section, and my business expenses are also in there. Okay? All right. So my cost of living is everything that I have to pay. So you may look up and it may be $4,200 per month. You should always know what your monthly expenses are. People who don't know what their bills are, I'm trying to understand how they're doing it, okay? So that is all of your expenses. And then for me, I like to do a breakdown to say if I have a rough month, no matter what, this is what has to be paid. Meaning, again, that mortgage. In order for me to keep, my real estate license or continue going on in business, these are musts. These have to get paid. that car note, those have to get paid, or those late fees and things like that will start to come up. So that number could be $2,300 a month. So now I know the bare bones, meaning I didn't get my nails done this month, I didn't get my massage, I had to keep my hairstyle a little longer, or I threw on a wig or whatever, I had to wash my own hair. I am down to $2,300. These are those expenses that have to get paid. Okay, so $4,200 is I'm living my high life. I'm doing what I need to do in my personal time. I'm getting my hair done, my nails done, whatever the case may be. That's $4,200. Everything is paid. I'm feeling good. Everything is good. If it's down to it, my elimination, I know that $2,300 per month is my absolute month, my absolute must. Y'all, a budget is that simple. This is the budget simplified. And you don't even have to put it in Excel. If you want to just do a Word doc, I do encourage you to put it somewhere. I encourage you to put it somewhere so that you can see it, because too, when I go off into the next things, it's really hard for you to elevate when you don't know the basics and your foundation and where it is that you are. But this is your basics on a budget. Knowing your bills, your must-haves, your necessities, knowing your absolute best cost of living, and then knowing your absolute worst cost of living, when the bills are due, how much they are due, who I owe them to. That is the basics of a budget. All right? So now that we know our budget, we know how much it costs to be us every single month. Now we're going to move into savings. Now here, I am not trying to raise any arguments with anybody, all right? So just really quickly, last year at the beginning of the year before, I started heavily saving. And then last year, I was still saving. I had Ally Financial is an amazing savings account. If you guys have any other ones, I want y'all to drop them. Let us know who got the good interest rates, et cetera, et cetera. Ally Financial, I had a savings account, and I love them because you can open up multiple and then you can nickname them. So I had a savings account for my nieces. I had a future real estate investing savings account, an account for my taxes. And then I transitioned into what we're going to talk about next. Y'all gonna think I'm crazy. I took all of our savings out and dumped it there. Okay? So when it comes to saving, some people are heavy Dave Ramsey. Everybody has their different things. So I am not here to tell you what works for you. I'm going to tell you, get something that works for you. Now, I will say, going into 2024, I am going to go back to a small savings account. So what I will say that I absolute save every single week. Okay. Now this is getting to my business owners. I put money aside for taxes, because as a 1099 contractor, you guys know there are no taxes taken out. We have to pay the taxes. And if you watched my reading plan video, you know that something happened with me dealing with finances and dealing with someone else. I owe some debt that I just wasn't properly educated on. And so this is something that is very, very important to me. So I make sure that I literally put money aside every week. I don't wait till I get a check. I put money aside every week. And going forward into 2024, another thing that I'm going to do, which is going into kind of like my budget / my savings. I'm going to be paying taxes quarterly. So this is why you have to have a plan, because now I know when I look on my schedule, I actually just went the other day and put in my planner my taxes due on my house. So now I know for 2024 what days those are in the summer and in the winter. So same thing, the quarterly tax date, those are going to go into my planner. So I am planning for what that is going to look like. So I'm paying quarterly taxes. Now, of course, this is all an estimate based on what I made, that quarter. And you can even pay a little more just based on what you think that year is going to look like. So when it comes to me, my savings account right now looks like two things, but it's going to look like three things. So right now, every single week, once a week, I have a specific dollar amount that I put into my taxes. Again, this is all in my Ally bank account, Ally Financial. My taxes, my investment. So I save for investments. And then going into 2024, I am going to have what they call a rainy day fund. I'm going to tell you guys the reason that I did not have a rainy day fund was because I felt like my money was better in the investment than it was sitting in the savings account. But I do understand now that I'm seeing my investment move and grow and do what it does. You don't want to be pulling out of your investment if a rainy day comes. So I am learning, I am growing, I am getting better at this financial thing. And I just want to share it with you guys, give you guys tips, and then you can take it and do what it is that you need to do. My checking account is well enough usually that if there's a rainy day, I just take it from there. So that's why I didn't have a rainy day fund. But I am going to, for the sake of just a separate savings and being able to kind of see that and pull from that instead of pulling from my checking, I am going to go into 2024 and I am going to add a new savings account, which will just be a rainy day fund. So I want you now to think about what your savings account or savings accounts are going to be. So for me, again, I'm writing it down. My taxes, and I have a dollar amount. And then I have my investment. I have my tax. These are, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm getting myself confused. These are our savings accounts. So what are you saving for? You can name them. So my first savings account is called taxes. So I save for my taxes what my dollar amount is. My second savings account is investment. So how much am I saving for investment? And then my third one, I'm going to call rainy day and how much we're going to save for that. So again, you know what your savings accounts are. So again, yours may be a specific vacation. Yours may be a house you want to buy. Yours may be your children's college fund, whatever the case may be. I want you to have those accounts. I want you to name those accounts. And then we just put here what the dollar amount is. Something else I will encourage you, because once you're done with this investment, you're going to add this. Once you're done with these savings accounts, you're going to add this to that budget that we created. Okay? So I want you to do a range, because I have learned, especially as an entrepreneur, things have changed, right? There was a certain amount that I was sending for taxes or that I was sending for investment. And when things got a little tighter, I didn't stop saving, but I did have to lessen my savings, okay? So I want you to have, just like we did our cost per living, we live in our high life, we live in our best life, or we live in our tight life, right? You got two different numbers there. So same thing for savings. You may say, no matter what, I have to put $10 a month. Now, again, I save weekly. So you may say I have to do $10 a week, or you may say it has to be $100 a week, or you may say it has to be $500 a month, whatever the case may be. And let me not roll over that. When I first started like really getting serious about savings and my paying off debt, getting my credit together, I would put $5 aside. I would put $10 aside. And I'm telling y'all, when I had a need, I would just look up and $180 would be there. I would look up and $300 was there. So if you are not in the position to save hundreds of dollars a week or $100 a month, I don't care. If you start off saying, I'm going to start with $5 a month just to get myself into the flow, do it. And I promise you, it is going to change your life. So I want you to have your best life savings, and then I want you to have your tight life savings. Okay. So now that we have our savings, because these are actual numbers, y'all. This is not, we're not talking hypotheticals like it's 2024. This is the work that we are doing. So what are your savings account? How much are you saving? Are you saving? Is this a monthly number or is this a weekly number? Again, for me, I save weekly. Okay. So we have our savings. Look what you just did. You just set yourself up a savings plan. So now you're going to take this number and you are going to add that to your budget, because now your savings becomes a part of your budget, okay? So now that we have our savings complete, we have our budget complete, it is time to move on to the last thing, which 2023 was my first year really diving into it, and I'm so happy that I did it. I'm so proud of myself that I stuck to it. It has me hooked, and it is forever a part of my wealth building and investment plan. And that is investing in stock. Y'all, listen. When did I don't remember when I really got like, oh my God. Well, I know when I joined EXP actually has a stock plan where they give stock to agents, right? As a part of the company model. So I've seen stock in that way. I've been able to take $10,000 out from my stock plan and different things like that. So I've seen the stock, but really understanding dividends, being able to see the high and low number, year-to-date number, being able to see and understand what the market predictions actually mean. All of that, I just got into it in 2023. And y'all, from January to December, I invested in stock every single month. And I'm so proud of myself. So happy I did. So when I told you guys that I took everything that was in that savings, stock is where I invested it. So a couple things, again, I'm not a stock broker, stock teacher, stock nothing. I am still a student, still learning, still growing. But I started to just watch different videos on YouTube. It's not even something where, you know how some people started doing like Forex or people are doing day trading. It's not that. I am doing basic long-term investment, stock investment. Okay. And then I just started doing REITs, and not just REITs, but basically dividend investing to start getting a monthly passive income from it. So I'm still learning that. But one thing that I want to share with you guys was the plan that started me on it, my savings plan that helped me to get started. And that was through the Wall Street Trapper. That's his name. I'm going to post up the picture here of how I saved and how I invested. It was very, very beginner friendly, very comprehensive. And this is what I did. This is what made me start saving weekly to invest. So I had a very specific number to invest. And it was so great when it was time to invest if you decide you want to look into it, because now I don't feel like, oh, I took from my checking account, or I took from this check, or I took from here, took from there. No, I saved specifically for the investment, and it literally tells you on the 4th week time to invest. So that number that was there was specifically there to invest, and it just made it so easy. So if you are looking for someone to follow, I would just say Wall Street Trapper is one of the people that I follow. He is the one who I follow his model to save my money and start investing. As far as the companies that I invest in, I can do a whole separate video for you guys. Again, we're talking about the whole person and just share my experience with you. But right now, we're just doing our 2024 plan. So it is up to you guys if you already invest in stock or if you want to invest in stock. So my plan is pretty simple. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I am going to continue in that exact same plan. So I'm going to save weekly, which I already put that in my savings. I'm going to follow this model, and then I'm going to buy stock once a month. Now, what I am doing is still researching. I'm learning different companies. I'm understanding those companies. I'm understanding if it's a good company to invest in, what's the company overview, what's their history, being able to read over their press releases, their market cap, and different things of that nature. So I am still in the learning stage, but I do have a very basic understanding of saving and investing it. All right, buying it and selling it. But my goal is not to sell. I am in this for a long-term gain. And then I am also in it to start building my passive income. The last thing that I want to say about investing Because some of you guys, it might not be stock. You may want to invest in property. You may want to invest in small businesses. Whatever your investment is, I want you to get an investment plan. I want you to write that down. What are you investing in? Where are you getting the money from? How are you saving the money? How often are you doing the investment? What does your research look like for? So I want you to have a plan for your investing for 2024. So the thing that I wanted to kind of revisit, we started with our budget because we have, before you get into savings and the big goals and stock and this and that and the third, you have to know what your requirement is for the roof over your head. You have to know, what is your insurance? When is the car note due, right? So all of that needs to be in order. But this could be a year for you. Like I said, now that I brought up the saving and investment plan, you may not have thought about this portion. The year that I needed to pay off that debt, I didn't buy any clothes. So there are times and years where you had get nails done on your must for your budget, but you want to start investing in stock. You may have to take your nails down to once a month. Or you may have to start doing your own nails at home. Or you may have to start doing a manicure instead of a full set every time, because you need to take that $30 or that $40 and save it so that you can start investing in stock, or you can start investing in something. So that was the thing that I wanted to circle back to when I talked about your budget and how you're going to do your most important up top and then going down. And when it's time to eliminate something, you're going to work from the bottom, and you can eliminate up to a certain point, because you can't eliminate that rent or that mortgage. You can't eliminate that car note, or you can do it and just wait for the repo people to meet you outside. Okay. So again, y'all, let's revisit how y'all feel. Like, I feel money. I feel debt freedom. I feel financial freedom. I feel wealth building because we have a plan. Get your budget down on an Excel sheet, QuickBooks, Microsoft. However, again, this wasn't a business video, right? Because some of you may be saying, my business needs to be separate from my, however you do it, get your budget down. Okay, again, as a 1099 contractor, I can do mine together. I have a separate account and separate expenses, but when I write it out for the year, I put them all together, and then I just highlight business next to the business ones and personal next to the personal ones, okay? What are your bills? How much are they? Who do they go to? And when are they due? What does my full life, best life look like? And what does my tight life look like? Savings. Get you an account, whether it's an Ally Financial or some other account. Name those savings plans. How much are you putting in and how often are you doing it? And then investing. If you're going to invest in stock, again, Wall Street Trapper has an amazing program that I love, that I use. I'm going to continue to use because it's been working. I've been making money from it and I love it. How often are you going to save for this investment, and how often are you going to invest? Listen, did y'all enjoy the video? Because I enjoyed the video. So can you like, can you comment? If you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? Also, let me know, are you already an investor, or are you going to start investing in 2024? Are you already a saver? Are you going to start saving in 2024? Y'all talk to me. How y'all doing? Was this video helpful? Y'all know I need to hear from y'all. Other than that, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video.